Welcome, everybody. Joe Tarnowski with ECRM here, and I have with me Andrzej Grudniok from Merzdorf Fine Foods. Andrzej, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine, of course.
So, Andrzej actually participated in our Euro Foods Efficient Supplier introductions last week, and he gave a great presentation. And actually felt like I was in the room with him when he did it. So it was he actually gave the in-person experience through the virtual platform. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, Andrzej, can you talk a little bit about your company and the products? Because you and I actually did a video interview last year in person. And so for those of people who are not familiar, give them a little background on your company.
Okay, our company, Merzdorf Fine Food, was established about 4 years ago, and the first 3 years we've been working on a very crazy idea to prepare something, a kind of food which is very healthy, but also unusual on the market, because this is made of chicken fillet, matured chicken fillet, and this kind of meat is very delicate and even too delicate for the maturation process. So we started the work with a crazy idea to prepare a healthy snack for beer drinkers. Yeah, this was very crazy, because beer itself is not very healthy, and we were trying to combine these two ideas, these two words. Yeah, and finally we have achieved our goal, and the goal was very tasty. And also these beer drinkers were very proud and liked it very much. Unfortunately, the pub owners were not very happy to serve it, because it was too expensive, simply comparing to one beer. They said, you know what, it's better for me to sell something what is unhealthy and very, very cheap, and I can sell another beer instead than your snack. So this was our first fail, and learning from that point, we started to think, how can we sell something what is so good and so nice, but rather expensive. So coming from that point to the idea that the sport world is more conscious about the quality of food, about the features, about the nutritional facts, and so on. So we started to work with it, and also with a nutritionist, and finally we received a kind of product which was more healthy, less salty, with better flavor, with even a higher amount of protein, because at this moment we had even 43% on it, and yes, still very, very tasty. We didn't stop the work in that point. We started our dreaming again, trying not only to have this one, but also something what is totally new on the markets at that time. So it was a crazy idea of super crunchy chips, meat chips. Yeah, after many approaches, finally we have found the right formula, and received a very tasty, crunchy meat crisps, which were having the level of about 80% of protein, almost no carbs, and almost no fat, and yeah. Funny, because we were the only company which was on the market with such a kind of product. Yeah, developing the product, it was the one hand, and from the other hand we had to sell it, and coming to the market and trying to propose it, we were still our product was very similar to beef jerky. Everybody was thinking, yeah, is it beef jerky? No, this is not beef, and this is also not jerky, because, you know, beef is beef, this is chicken, and chicken jerky. No, if you know chicken jerky, yeah, this is something similar, but totally other. Because the jerky is prepared in other way, it's air dried and so on, and we are maturing it, and the way of processing is totally different. because we are preparing it in a few weeks of in very special circumstances with in maturing chambers where we strictly control the temperature, the humidity, the airflow, and so on. And after reaching the right level of maturation, we are putting it into the oven for cold smoking, finally closing the process and cutting it in slices and putting in one serving size packs and then selling it to the market. From the other hand, if we take these slices into the next stage, which is a freeze drying process, we are preserving all of these qualities, doubling the protein level and receiving these crisps or chips, meat chips. So this is our invention. We didn't find anything like that on the market. Still, there are some similar products, but no one is fully 100% natural and without any preservative, without any allergens and so on. But our product is 100% natural. The ingredient list is very short. We are using 99% of chicken fillet and only 4 very natural spices: salt, sugar, pepper, and garlic, and eventually additional flavor like basil, like marjoram or hot pepper or maybe chili. And this is our know-how. What we are doing.
And as a healthy snack, you mentioned there's a lot of athletes, or you mentioned in your presentation, the Himalayas, like climbers, they would use these as a healthy snack to take with them, right?
Exactly, because they were our first first user of the product and also first reviewers. They were taking our snacks to the Himalaya and giving us the reviews, if it's good or not, what were the qualities and what were the problems with these products. So we improved also the packaging after working with them, and also the flavor was a bit higher. And finally, it was also easier for us to introduce another family of this product, which was especially designed for as a travel food for airlines. Because maybe you don't know, but when you are flying on the level of 10,000 meters, you don't have the feeling of the taste like you are on the air, on the 0 meter level. You feel about 30% less of the taste. So you need to put more flavor, more salt. Almost all the meals in the airplane are over-salted. So we adopted the formula, especially for these purposes, and finally we have received the family of products under the name In-Flight Natural Healthy Snack. But from normal users, we've got these proteins, natural healthy snack family with different flavors and different colors, shapes, and sizes, and so on.
And I see you have all the packaging behind you and the different types of displays. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so you got here, for instance, a few colors of this family of proteins. So this is meant to be sold in the retail as an impulse product, as a snack. When you are sitting as a potato coach and looking at footballer playing, you can simply eat and drink. And by the way, it's very. This is not dangerous to eat it when you are watching TV. Why? Because it's such a pack, which is 26 grams only. This is full-size meal. You've got 20 grams of protein inside in 26 grams of product. Wow. And you've got only 95 calories. It makes you full for a few hours. This is also very dry, like crisp. The humidity level in this product is below 1%. So eating it, you need to also drink a little bit of water. Let's say one glass of water, and it helps you to expand it this crisp in your stomach and making you full with less calories.
So that is a good travel pack. Yeah.
The small pack, yeah. looks very similar, but it's about half of this weight. Is enough to make you full when you are not really hungry. It's enough, simply. Or you can take the big one and share it by two, and it's also good. So this is the family protein. As I told you, for the airlines, we have prepared this in-flight natural healthy snack. We've got here not only this chicken products, we have prepared also freeze-dried fruits, just to have a healthy, full line of healthy snacks. But of course, our core business is the chicken meat, chicken fillet, the best part of the chicken, which we have the know-how how to do it in the tastiest way, let's say.
And I've tried this before. I've tried their stuff, and it is amazing. I think that's the one that I tried, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the one which I presented last year in Warsaw during our meeting, and we have failed, I can say. We have won only the second place.
But you were still a Buyer's Choice Award winner.
So this is also the product which was tested many times in Himalaya and any other mountains, let's say. We are supplying, by the way, not only Himalaya climbers, we are supplying ultra-marathon runners, we are supplying also triathlonists and all kind of crazy, healthy people.
It's an ideal snack for people who are into health and wellness and fitness, and that's certainly something, that's the type of thing that I would eat. You know, if I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I would eat those. I wouldn't be eating potato chips. So, like you mentioned, you and I met at our in-person session last year in Warsaw, but now we have the whole coronavirus thing, and you know, how has that impacted you guys? You know, the inability to travel and.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time for us because we have booked everything for two fair events. One was the biggest fair for airlines. It was in Hamburg, and the second one was in Rome.
Yeah, I would have seen you in Rome. I was going to be there too.
Unfortunately, yeah, it was maybe not fully cancelled, but shifted to the second half of the year, and that this is a very difficult time for a young company with new products where you invest all your money, maybe not all your money, but plenty of money, and your efforts to prepare everything, also the packaging and all flavors and so on. And then at the last minute, you are simply stopped. You are not allowed to leave your country. So this is crazy. What can you do with it? You can only show it in such kind of presentation. This is something. If you want to try, I can send it to you some samples per courier post. This is the only possibility.
Yep. And that's, in fact, why we launched our efficient supplier introductions, so that this way it still is a way that you can get in front of retailers, buyers, even though you can't do it in person. So what was your experience like when you signed up for the ESI, the Euro Food ESI that we did last week? What was the process that you went through once you registered? Our guys worked with you to get you ready and have a successful presentation.
It was very easy for me, easy deal, and very, very quick, because I knew already how it works when you meet in person. So this was simply abbreviated version to your one presentation only, instead of having 15 meetings, let's say. So knowing it was easy, and as long as I knew that there is a chance to do it online, I already applied for that, and I prepared everything what I can show.
So what Andrzej's talking about is the way for those of you who are not familiar with it, the way the efficient supplier introductions are set up, it's a one-to-many kind of conversation. So we have a panel of about 20 buyers from across different retail channels or food service channels, and There's 10 suppliers. Each supplier gets 10 minutes to do their presentation and the Q&A. So they're presenting to all the buyers at once. So now what we are doing, Andrzej, I'm not sure if you're aware of this now, is we're also launching our virtual sessions, which are going to be exactly like the format of our sessions that you experience in person, where it's one-to-one meetings. And then this way you will see their face and they will see yours. So, but yeah, when you're doing it to a panel of buyers, yeah, not all of them are showing themselves on video. So yeah, so that was our first phase. And then the second phase that we're launching actually this month in the United States is the virtual sessions, which will be the same exact process. So now when you went through the prep, how did you work closely with our client success managers to prepare for your meeting?
I even didn't need to.
You already knew what you were going to do.
It was very easy for me.
Okay, so well, that's important. That it's an easy easy experience to do. And I noticed what I really liked about your presentation is the way you have your own room set up behind you, because it was almost, I felt on my end when I watched your presentation that as if I was in a meeting with you. The way you presented was great. I really felt like I was there in the room with you, showing me everything, taking me through the packaging, the displays that you have. Now, did you look, is that your regular kind of sales pitch, or did you kind of condense it down for this meeting specifically?
I had prepared it everything especially for this meeting. Yeah, this is my working place is on the other side of this monitor.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be really good prepared. You need to have everything by your hand to show it and to present, because one picture gives you more than 1,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
If you show it, you don't need to talk much about it. It's also not the place to go with the presentation, with this PowerPoint presentation that you go from one slide to another and you're describing. Everybody can have it afterwards and can read it. You need to show what you've got, and you need to talk about these qualities or these features of your product, which are not written in a bold in your presentation, which you are sending afterwards.
Actually, that's a very good point. And the way you worked with the visuals, I think, was very effective. The way you, especially with the clip strips, when you opened the box and you pulled it right out, that was perfect. You want to do a demo? All right, there we go.
Yeah, sure, I got it also, so I can repeat this. First, maybe to give you some impression, yeah, this is something. Would you like to try it now? If you would like to try it, you can grab here, open this box. You can pick it up, hang it, and in 10 seconds, you can close the box, throw it away, and it's displayed in your shop.
Mm-hmm. That was great. That was great, especially since you have the displays behind you. It gives the buyers exactly the idea of what it's going to look like on the shelf.
So you've got such display like here, where you can place 9 such display boxes, that big.
Yep.
Open it. It's also very easy when you open the top. You can reuse the top behind, put it with a small leaflet, which can be used for different flavors, for instance. Put it in that way or in that way to present what you've got here. As a small client, it's this small display on your shelf is enough. If you are a bigger player, you can take this one, or maybe in a bar you can use this one to hang it and to show it. For every kind of sale points, we have tried to prepare the right presentation model.
Yeah, and I think it worked well, and you got it right. I think it was 9 minutes long, and you had a little bit. You know, they asked you a question afterwards, but I think you nailed it. You hit all the elements, showed them what they can expect it to look like, and you could always send them samples afterwards or beforehand, and like you said, the documents they can use afterwards. So, do you think this is going to be the new normal? This is going to be the way people are doing it, at least for the near future. I mean, for us, we're going to be when in person's not going to go away. It's always going to remain, but we are going to work these in because we're seeing that it's a good kind of complementary thing to have to the in person.
Yeah, for a couple of next months, for sure, it will be only the only possible way to present your portfolio. Mm-hmm. But I do hope that it will come back to the old version, because I prefer the personal contact. This is obvious. I prefer to talk face to face and to see if it works, the product works or not. How should I steer with this presentation? Maybe your new type of this one-to-one presentation will be giving also the chance to ask the questions and to answer them, and this interaction gives much more than only one-way presentation.
Yes, and that's what we're actually looking to accomplish with it, is to bring you as close to the experience that you're familiar with at our sessions, but to do it virtually for now while everybody can't travel. And then, and then those will be coming up later on in the year. I believe in July we're going to start with some of those in Europe. So, but yeah, I'm like you. I love the in-person. I can't wait to get back again and see everybody face to face. But I have to tell you, you did a great job in your presentation, and I think you got as close as the in-person experience with what you did that you can get virtually. So great job on that.
Yeah, thank you for that. I would like to also to have the possibility to come with my offer also to US clients, but as for now I am not able, because this is meat, and as long as this is not FDA approved product, I am simply blocked. So I would really like to find a client who would be determined, as I am also, to introduce these products in American markets too. I am open.
Excellent. So anybody who's listening that's interested in working with Andrzej and doing this, you can reach out through me, and we'll hook you guys up.
Yeah, if this option is not very easy or not working, also another option, I am open also for another option, which is also to start production of such snacks under our license in US directly. Then we can save also the time, and we can save also the money. The capital binding is not necessary that much anymore, and you've got it very quick deliver for Canada and for US. And I've got already clients who are interested to buy it, to make a test, but as for now I cannot deliver.
I know for a fact that I would love to have your snacks over here, because I've tried them and I really like them. So, hopefully we can help to make that happen. So thank you again. I really appreciate it. It's great seeing you again, even though it's virtual, and hopefully we'll be able to get together in person sooner rather than later.
I hope so.
All right. Well, thank you again, and stay safe.
Thank you. The same to you.